Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss mechanic scams which are practiced all around the world, so let's jump right in. Mechanic scams are dishonest practices used by some auto repair shops to overcharge customers, perform unnecessary repairs, or even cause damage to vehicles to ensure repeat business. These scams take advantage of people who may not have extensive knowledge about cars. Here are more mechanic scams, including some lesser-known ones that many people might not be aware of. Unnecessary repairs, a classic scam. Some mechanics claim your car has serious issues that need immediate attention, even if they don't. For example, saying your brake pads are dangerously worn when they still have plenty of life left. How to avoid this? Always ask for proof, like old parts or live demonstrations, and get a second opinion. Overcharging for parts and labor. Mechanics may inflate the prices of parts or charge for extra labor hours that weren't actually used. For instance, charging you $300 for a $100 alternator or billing for 3 hours of labor when it only took 1. How to avoid this? Research part prices online, request an itemized bill, and compare quotes from different shops. Bait and switch tactics. You're quoted a low price for a repair, but once work starts, the mechanic finds additional issues that need fixing, significantly increasing the final bill. How to avoid this? Get written estimates and ensure they seek approval before performing any additional work. Fluid flush scams. Some mechanics push unnecessary fluid flushes like radiator, transmission, brake fluid, and power steering, even when they aren't due. To avoid this, check your owner's manual for recommended maintenance schedules and don't just trust the mechanic's word alone. Charging for work not done. A shop might bill you for parts or services that were never actually performed. For example, charging for an oil change without actually replacing the oil or filter. To avoid this, ask for your old parts back and check your car after service to ensure the work was completed. The used parts as new scam, which is a lesser-known trick. Some dishonest mechanics install used or refurbished parts while charging you for brand new ones. For instance, selling you a new battery when it's actually an old one cleaned up. To avoid this, ask for the box and receipt for new parts and check for manufacturer markings. The fake engine code scam is a lesser-known trick. The mechanic claims your check engine light is on due to a serious problem, but in reality, they just read a minor or false error code. For example, they might charge you for fixing a bad sensor, but all they really do is reset the warning light. To avoid this, you can buy a cheap OBD2 scanner, typically costing between $20 to $50, to check engine codes yourself before taking it in. The intentional mistake. Scam is another lesser-known tactic. Some mechanics deliberately loosen or misinstall parts so that you'll have to come back for another costly repair. For instance, they might slightly loosen an oil drain plug, causing you to develop a slow leak. To avoid falling victim to this, always check for leaks, loose parts, or new issues after getting your car serviced. The lifetime part scam involves some shops selling you a so-called lifetime part, like brakes, but then requiring expensive labor costs each time you claim the warranty. To steer clear of this scam, make sure to read the fine print and ask about future labor costs up front. The tire tread scam is a bit lesser known, but still quite sneaky. A mechanic might tell you your tires are dangerously worn and need immediate replacement, even if they still have plenty of tread left. To avoid this, you can use the penny test. Just insert a penny into the tread with Lincoln's head down. If you can't see the top of his head, your tires are fine. Next up is the brake pad thickness scam. Here, the shop might say your brake pads are dangerously thin when they still have plenty of life left. To avoid falling for this one, ask them to show you the brake pads. They should be at least 3 millimeters before needing urgent replacement. Finally, we have the free on refill scam, another lesser-known trick. The mechanic might claim your car's air conditioning just needs a free on refill, but doesn't actually check for leaks. If your AC frequently needs refills, you probably have a leak. So, demand a pressure test to be sure. The diagnostic fee for everything scam. Some shops charge high fees just to look at your car, even if you decide not to get it fixed. How to avoid it? Ask about diagnostic fees up front and compare shops that offer free diagnostics. The over-tightening scam is a lesser-known trick. A mechanic over-tightens bolts, filters, or oil drain plugs, so you have to return to them for the next service. For example, over-tightening an oil filter so you can't remove it yourself. How to avoid this? If you do simple maintenance yourself, check how tight things are after service. The fake inspection scam. Some mechanics perform a free inspection just to find non-existent problems to charge you for. How to avoid this one? Decline unnecessary inspections unless you actually suspect an issue. Here are some final tips to avoid being scammed. Always ask for your old parts back. Get second opinions on expensive repairs. Check online prices for parts. Read reviews and choose reputable shops. And finally, use an OBD2 scanner for check engine light issues.